How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, we got to get back into it. I ain't lost sight. Don't ever think that you know was dealing with the other and the other gonna be what it is. But I ain't lost sight on Trump's dusty ass. So Robert Mueller is digging off in your ass, Trump. He's subpoenaing you left and right. He coming after your organization. But what I have learned doing my research, my royal family, he been in their ass for a while. He truly has. So, Trump don't want nobody looking at his money. Because, money gives you when you follow that money trail, it gives you a whole different picture. Now, Trump, I was going to put your daddy up, but I'm not going to do that today. Now, we all know who your daddy is, Putin. But Trump, Mueller is coming after you. Wow. And the plot thickens. So my royal family, I have 2 videos. So let's listen to this first one. It's about a 2-minute video or so to give a picture. And then I got a 6-minute video to give a broader spectrum. So let's check this out.
Evan Perez joins me now. And Evan, what records might the Trump organization have that Mueller might be interested in?
Well, Jake, I think at the top of the list, it has to be the 2015 deal that Trump organization tried to pursue to build a Trump Tower in Moscow. Now, as you know, this is a sort of Donald Trump's great white whale. He's been chasing a deal in Moscow for many, many years, for decades. He's been trying to build a real estate project there. And so that deal never went through, as you know, and now we expect that is part of what Robert Mueller wants to know more about. Now, what's interesting, Jake, is that, as you noted, the special counsel has documents already from the Trump organization. They said in January that they had turned over a lot of documents, some of the stuff that they had already turned over to Congress. So this means that there is something else that the Mueller investigators believe that is missing from those documents, perhaps, or they just want to make sure that there is nothing missing that they're missing in their investigation. Now, we got a statement from Alan Futerfas, who's the attorney for Trump organization. He says, since July 2017, we have advised the public that the Trump organization is fully cooperative with all investigations, including the special counsel, and is responding to their request. This is old news, and our assistance and cooperation with various investigations remains the same today. Now, it's not old news because the fact is, when we talked to them in January, they said that they had voluntarily turned over these documents that they said they had. The fact that they've received a subpoena is definitely new.
And also, we should just bring back the context that President Trump has in the past talked about firing Special Counsel Mueller. And remember when in an interview with the New York Times, the president was asked, quote, well, take a look at this from the New York Times, asked if Mr. Mueller's investigation would cross a red line if it expanded to look at his family's finances beyond any relationship to Russia. Mr. Trump said, I would say yes. So by asking for these documents, it's not clear if this would cross that red line for President Trump, but it seems likely it would.
Well, I think Robert Mueller doesn't believe that there's a red line, certainly, and so I think you can imagine that the president is going to probably be steaming at the idea that they are digging through his financial matters from the company. But the fact is that this is very much part of what this investigation is about. Mueller was appointed to look into Russia, and so if there's, as the New York Times is reporting, that this has to do with Russia, this is very much within his purview. Now, if you talk to people close to the president, they believe that this investigation is wrapping up, and even today, I think they believe that this is just a sign that things are cleaning up. I think I would look at this and the fact that they're getting a subpoena now, even at this stage of the investigation, that there's a lot more investigating to be done here.
All right, my royal family. Now, let's shut this down.
Voice awesome. End.
Quickly. So what's really going on? What's really going on? I'm going to tell you what's going on, my royal family. When they first gave Mueller, they said they voluntarily gave up paperwork. You know Trump ain't voluntary do shit. They gave him some bullshit paperwork. We all know this. They led him down another road. You know. And then, you know, he has a team. And, you know, the little flunkies look over the paperwork. And they investigate this and they investigate that. And didn't really come up with a whole bunch. But came up with enough to say, we need to continue. Trump, you're going to have to come up with the real shit. And he coming after their ass. Now, they want to give the impression like things are being wrapped up. It only just begun, Trump. We in retrograde. They coming after your ass. Now, don't lose sight, my royal family. We in the retrograde phase. Now, in a few days, it's going to really kick up. Oh, yeah. It's going to get fiery in nature. 3 weeks of hate. No telling what's going to happen in the next 3 weeks. All right, my royal family? So that's how I'm looking at it. To voluntarily give up paperwork is to have a person look where you want them to look. Don't lose sight of bullshit. Because, you know, that's what Trump is all about. Fuckery. So let's continue on. Now we got this 6-minute video. So we're going to see what's really going on. Well, let's check it all out. Let's see.
Some breaking news here. The New York Times, Michael Schmidt is reporting this story. He joins us by phone. Michael, according to your reporting here, Mr. Mueller is now subpoenaing the Trump organization itself. What more do we know?
We learned that in recent weeks, Mueller had sent a subpoena to the organization for documents, including some related to Russia. This obviously moved the investigation closer to the president. And, you know, sort of raises questions about why was it that Mueller went subpoena? Why didn't he simply ask the organization for the documents? And, you know, where is this headed? Does this show that Mueller is simply still focused on Russia, or is he looking at other matters that the president would consider a red line?
Michael, the documents, is it safe to say they are related to the president's businesses?
Well, it is the president's business, so that is what it is. This is not the campaign. The Trump organization was not supposed to play a role in the campaign. The campaign was supposed to be the campaign, and the Trump organization was not part of obstruction that we know of. So those are the 2 big issues that I'm always looking at, and you sent this subpoena to the Trump organization. So the question is that what is it about? We know in 2017, last year, it came up about Trump Tower, Moscow, and that about a deal that was being put together for that the president had signed a term sheet about.
Mr. Mueller here, apparently not inclined to heed the warning from the president, that red line that President Trump urged him not to cross, and that red line being, Michael, a look into his business practices, correct?
Well, the president said that if it was business stuff beyond Russia. So it looks like that at the very least Mueller is up to the line, but there's no indication that this actually crosses it. But the president said it would be business issues beyond Russia. So this was a subpoena that had a lot of search terms in it. And, you know, we know some of them were related to Russia, but we don't know what the other ones were.
Michael, are your sources telling you, or do you get the sense through the course of your reporting that this is an investigation that is winding down, or do you get the sense that this is an investigation that is going to continue for some time?
Well, the president's lawyers had said it would be over by the end of last year, and obviously it's not over, and something like this will certainly extend it at least by a few months, if not longer. The Trump organization now has to go through its documents to comply with the subpoena, and then at the end of Mueller has to figure out what to do with it.
Any comment from the Trump organization so far?
Yeah.
Okay. Michael Schmidt with the New York Times here. Michael Schmidt, please stand by for me, sir, if you can. If you can stay on the phone for me, that'd be great. I do want to bring in Danny Savalos here, MSNBC legal analyst. I know you're just reading the article itself, Danny, but what do you glean, or what can we all glean based on this reporting here from the New York Times?
One of the things that jumps out at me right away is that a subpoena was used instead of just trying to resolve it by just asking the Trump organization for documents. Using a subpoena means that the government means business, and in this case, the special counsel wants it to be very clear that he wants this to be a unconditional demand for documents. And what we may expect is that the Trump organization may oppose this federal subpoena, but it is very difficult to quash or limit the scope of federal subpoenas such as this.
And going back to your initial point that you made there at the beginning, why not? Why would the special counsel's office not just ask for these documents? Why issue the subpoena?
It's hard to glean their strategy, but one reason may be to make it a little more public than a private, sort of unofficial phone call to try and get documents. Or it may just be that Mueller's team wants to do everything by the book, and so far they really have. I mean, when they issue a subpoena such as this, it's incumbent upon the recipient to either oppose it or reach out to. Well, this is what defense attorneys do all the time. They pick up the phone, they call the prosecutor and say, what is this? Are you interested in limiting the scope? What exactly are you looking for? And Mueller's team may say, we want everything that's on that subpoena, whatever it has on it, whether it's a ducis tecum or to testify. It appears that it's just for documents, which is a ducis tecum.
Michael Schmidt, what more do we know about the breadth of this subpoena? I know, according to your reporting here, they're ordering that the Trump organization hand over all documents related to Russia and other topics he is investigating.
Yeah, we knew that there were a lot of search terms that came in it, that there were different things that Mueller was asking about, but we obviously don't have a copy of the subpoena. We haven't seen every search term that is in it. And as we've seen in previous subpoenas and requests from Mueller, they will give a list of different names, individuals, events, and such to the lawyers connected to the case and ask them for documents related to that or emails related to that. Now, with a big organization like the Trump organization, that means that's a long process, and that will take some time because they'll have to go through and figure out what is responsive and what is not responsive and whether any of the stuff is protected by privilege or should be handed over. And it's just something that is going to extend this investigation at the very least by a few months. As you remember, we thought this thing was going to be over. I mean, we didn't, but the Trump's lawyers did.
Nope, not at all. Let me shut this down. And my royal family, now it's about to get nasty, because with him subpoenaing the records, and if they are not produced, then who's in contempt? That's the question that I want to ask, because I don't see Trump and his cronies, or his organization, so to speak, giving up what they really need. But they didn't hit what I call a crossroad. They call it the red line, whatever name that they want to call it. So that's the question that I want to ask. And so there's nothing left but Trump to do but fire him. Because it's like, motherfucker, you're not getting what you think you're getting. I gave you what we gave you. You better be happy with that. Now remember this, my royal family, if y'all can remember, is taking civics 1 and 2 in high school. And I never forget that. I did well in that subject too. We have checks and balances. And I don't think Trump fully understands checks and balances. Now, as far as the whole scope, they have allowed him to basically do what the fuck he want, so to speak, but it's really the shadow government. We know that Trump is nothing more than a figurehead. There is a whole government behind Trump who actually run shit. So the shadow government have to decide if they are tired of Trump's shit. the shadow government have to decide, did we get everything we wanted out of this motherfucker? You know, because they willing and dealing behind the scenes. Don't lose sight. So that's why I question the unquote checks and balance system in government. I don't see it being operated, because that's where it hits its pinnacle. And to fire the special counsel would just kind of leave it lingering, when they would have to put another special counsel in, prosecutor in place. And they're going to make sure they try to pick somebody with no balls. But as far as Mueller is concerned, he's just going by the book. And Trump don't like anybody going by the book, because he wants to run it. He wants to run things like a dictator. And see, where Putin and them got his ass at first is, for the most part, Trump liked them women from overseas. You know that. I think he only had one from this country, as far as the ones he has married. And then, you know, they like to keep up mess and throw in that shit with the strippers and the prostitutes and all that kind of stuff. That's just to keep confusion in all of this. And so all I can say is, ouch. So there's going to some decisions that's going to have to be made now with the shadow government, because Trump gonna do what Trump gonna do, because he not gonna turn out, as far as the paperwork, what they looking for, he not gonna do it. I already know it. He ain't did it this far. And then someone would be held in contempt. So they're gonna hold the president in contempt? That's the question that I ask you, my royal family. I don't think so. So if the paperwork ain't, if the stuff that they subpoena is not being rendered, then only thing left to do is remove the special prosecutor. That's all I have to say, my royal family. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Either way it go. So anyway, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.